Really? My feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminator to get it. Sister Illuminator! Andreas needs a book and he's being inappropriate with me. Hello, Shuck and Squirrel here, and welcome back to another episode of 1 Hour In. Today we're playing Pentiment, which looks to be a very interesting game indeed. It just came out this month, very fresh onto the Game Pass, and it is sort of a medieval adventure RPG where the whole game is done in sort of like the old medieval art style of like old historical books and things like that. And it's described as both an adventure game and an RPG, so I'm guessing it's a bit of both. But from the trailer, it looks like you'll have to do a bit of investigating. There are choices that come up. There's going to be dark things like murder, and it even comes up with warnings about like abortion and things. So yeah, I think it's not going to be fun and games, but it is going to be fun and games. So yeah, I'm going to start a new game now. Let's choose this slot. Easy read fonts. This game uses stylized fonts and reading effects that may be difficult for some readers. No, I think we'll be fine on that. At the end of the day, I'll be reading it all myself, so that's fine. This new game, autosave feature. Cool. I'll start the time once the game gets started. Oh, we're going into the book. Am I meant to be doing something with this? I probably said this is the game, so I'll start the timer. I'll press the stone. There we go. Hey, look at this. Begone, words. I do not care for any of you. Oh, we can just destroy all of it, can we? Oh. Okay, not sure why, but there we go. Xbox Game Studios. Oh yeah, this is done by Obsidian, who are now owned by Xbox. There you go. Obsidian Entertainment. This is fun. So is this the idea that the stories haven't been written and we're here to write them, maybe? I don't really know what to add to this right now. I just let the credits play, I suppose. Oh, is that like tallies for selling things, maybe? Or mathematics? Ein Irom by... This is very similar to Plague Tale playthrough we're currently doing on my streams. It's quite fun that the music's very reminiscent of that. I guess because both are set in a similar time. Narrative director Josh Sawyer. Directed by Josh Sawyer. Oh god. Something April 1518. Holy Roman Empire. Something Bavaria? Easting Bavaria? Hey! Is this us? An artist sleeps. An artist's mind. Ah, this is our dream. And the abbot said to me, Andres... Oh. I don't want you distracting the sister in the library. I need you to finish the commission by the end of April. Keep your conversation with Brother Piero to a minimum. I need you to finish this commission by the end of April. Isn't that much earlier than you were expecting? Yes, he had told me I had until the end, Ides of May. Arsehole! And he's not going to pay you any more, is he? He has no appreciation for the cost of your sweat. The yield of labor should not be measured in coin, but in personal satisfaction and self-improvement. Thanks, Socrates. Personal satisfaction doesn't put much food on the table, does it? Heh. St. Grobian, I don't know who that is. Prester John. How did you reply to the abbot, Andreas? I said I would do my best to get it done by the end of April. I told him it would be done when it was done, sometime before the Ides of May. I shrugged and kept on working. Oh. I said I would do my best to get it done by the end of April. Yeah, do my best. I think that's fine. Do my best. Doesn't mean I'm going to achieve it. With discipline and mindfulness, you will preserve. If you don't kill yourself striving to meet the abbot's unreasonable expectations. What she said. What's the point in burning your candle to the nub for this idiot abbot's sake? Despite the abbot's ire, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your masterpiece. And then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life as a master awaits you. Yes, marriage to someone he has never met. Hardly ideal. Well, the alternative is becoming a philosopher. Oh, Jesus. Then you should definitely get married. Is she pretty at least? That's what my brother said in his letter, but maybe he's just trying to lift my spirits. The small portrait they sent was lovely, but we artists can be flatterers. Oh, who knows? That's not why I'm doing it anyway. Oh, who knows? That's why not why I'm doing it anyway. That's a good joke. It is growing late. The wheel of time stops for no man, Andreas. I fear you must leave us. Ah, true, your majesty. Will you visit us again soon? Hopefully, but it's out of my control, your majesty. I don't know, your majesty. Well, I can always dream of this place, your majesty. Hopefully, but it's out of my control, your majesty. As are many things. Trust in providence. Grobian, please see Andreas safely home. Of course, your majesty. Until next time, Andreas. Until next time, your majesty. Okay then. Pay no mind to the other fools, Andreas. I never do. Ow! You just stump on my foot. Ow! At least I would if they stopped stepping on my feet. Watch where you're going. Hey, the fools, Andreas. No point in trying to teach them anything. I know old John wants you to endure the abbot's shit, but since I take you home, I get the last word. Don't let him run you ragged, boy. I won't. The abbot can't push me around. He's just trying to keep order in the abbey. I'm an outsider. It'll be fine. I don't want to cause any trouble. I won't. The abbot can't push me around. That's what I like to hear. Whoa, can I throw him over the boat? I want to throw him over the boat. Gah! Would you please I'm pretty sure they did that deliberately. I give up. Take me home, Grobian. As you wish, Andreas. This is very odd. Oh, hello. Good morning, Ursula. Good morning. I love the font. That is such a fun thing to add. Time to get up. 1. The Baron, April 1518. A few more pages back to the Abbey. Okay, so let's have a look at things. I really should clean this up. The Picatrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron, Prior Fenric keeps giving me... Oh God, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of words. Nope, don't do it. We don't want to go to bed. It says quest. Was that what that was telling me? Oh, I love that. Oh, this is such a cool menu. Oh, that is awesome. So you can switch to different... That's so good. So that's objective in the scriptorium. Does it show where we are? Yes, we're in Gertner Farm. Is it Tasting? Tassing? Greater Tassing, Kursav Abbey. Ah, okay. Interesting that says Outer Tassing, but the big thing says Greater Tassing. And then we've got people. There's probably a couple of people. I can't seem to select anyone else, so I guess that's fine. Oh, and we want the glossary. Free Imperial City of the Holy Roman Empire, major trade center and city of arts, including printing. Cool, I like this. This is going to be cool. That's just who we are with our journal. A few more pages, another day, another few pages for the abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. I need to get across town and head up to the abbey. Cool. Alright. Got to talk to Ursula. And put. Okay. She's not quite got the hang of that, but she's giving it a good go. Clara. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? Quite well, actually, thank you. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. Anyway, I know you'll be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. Ah, thanks. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. I like how they keep correcting the language. Otto stopped by? Yes, around dawn. Don't know where she pulled that from, but fair enough. Here you are, Andres. That's too kind of you, Clara. Many thanks. Master Andres, if it wouldn't be too much to trouble, could we... Would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? Oh. And if we raised it by 2 groschen? I hate to ask, but we're behind on our taxes to the Abbey. 2 months behind. Peter's losing his hair over it. Even more than usual, I mean. Of course, it's no problem at all. Besides, we wouldn't want Peter to lose any more of his precious hair. I suppose that's not out of the question. Yes, I think I can manage. I can't promise anything. I'll see what I can do. Well, wait. Were the taxes unexpected? I'm not sure how to... What is this? I'm not sure how to respond to this. Rent wasn't due until the beginning of May. Okay, so that's what he was thinking. And these are... Oh, okay, so we've got these different people. So we've got, be generous, Andreas. You can spare the money and to ease their burden. You must take the consequences of inaction into account. What is this shit? Don't they pay taxes every year? Why is this falling on you to fix? I love this. You can spare the money. If we can spare the money, I like that one. On the other hand, she might think she can keep asking for advances on rent. I would say, of course, it's no problem at all. Besides, we wouldn't want Peter to lose any more of his hair. I think that's... I say, yeah, no, say that one. So that way we're making it that, it, you know, we are doing them a favour without being like, oh, yes, we've got money to throw away. We're so grateful, truly, Andreas. I apologise again for asking. It's just awful to be stuck in such a position. Our taxes get harder to pay every year. Peter works hard, but it just never seems like it's enough. St. Luke bless you for helping us out. Speaking of St. Luke, how is your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it? I love how I've just noted, I just clocked, like, the font changes and I wasn't quite working out why, but of course it's the ink seeping in, isn't it? That's so cool. Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of my days are spent doing work for the Abbey. It's only during the Divine Office that Prior Fenric allows me to work on my masterpiece. A reasonable restriction, but slow going. The City Council doesn't require it to become a master. I am making it mostly to show clients and for my own sake. And yes, when I do finish, I will go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry and open a workshop of my own. Nuremberg. From Nuremberg to a university and now travelling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andreas. Yes, I suppose it does feel a little like I'm starting a new chapter in life after. Some wandering. It must be rather frightening, starting all over again. I owe it to my family to make something of my life. It is, but I know now that this is what I want to do. This will be remembered. Ooh. Not many people get to decide that. Certainly not anyone in Tassing. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be wonderful. Well, it's hard to say until it's done. That's no way to think about it. I'm sure it will be a treasure when it's finished. Now, I have to get back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas, and we'll see you after Vespers. Oh, you after... Oh, have I been skipping too fast before they make the corrections? That's quite fun. Vespers for supper. Not tonight, but thank you. Oh, so that was a question, was it? Klaus Drunker invited me over for his supper. Of course. Please say hello to the Druckers for us. Of course. Until later, Clara. Wow, that was a whole conversation. So that added a bunch of things, I'm guessing, to... Oh, what is... Zoom? Oh. Okay. I did not expect that. Okay. How do I get to my menu? I thought this was how I got to my menu. What? Okay, Y is my menu, I guess. So we've got more people added to our list. So, oh god, we've got 2 pages now. So we've got Clara, second wife of Peter Gurner. Okay, he's got 2 wives. Mother of Ursula. Claus Drucker. Claus Drucker is the Tassing town printer and widower to his wife Marie. Okay, so that's where we're going. Eva, daughter of Peter Gertner and his late wife Christine. Second wife. So he hasn't got 2 wives. Sorry, his other wife died. And then prior Fenris of we already know that guy. And then we got Otto Zimmerman, town carpenter, and Peter Gertner, husband of Clara, and brother Piero of Verona, artist of the Abbey. Yeah, cool. Right. So this is the daughter then. Hello, Andreas. All right. Screw you then. I didn't want to have a long conversation with you anyway. So Gertner House is where we just come from. Should we say hello to Peter? Andreas. And ill Peter. Bless you. Andreas. Oh yes. Andreas. This weather's been awful. This town's gone to shit since... Oh, god awful. This town's gone to shit since my days. I don't think the townsfolk can do much about the weather. Were things very different when you were young? I said that they can't do much about the weather. Yeah. Well, of course they wouldn't know how to do anything now. No one follows the old ways anymore. The old abbot didn't bother us much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left a little offering to Percha to keep the skies clear, the weather fair. Matthias knew that something was in our... Christ was in our hearts, even if the White Lady's name was on our lips. The church banned all observance of pagan gods, ill Peter. What sort of old customs? I thought St. Monora's protected Tassing. You think the spirits have been fouling the weather since no one follows the customs anymore? Yeah, sharper than you look, eh? The saints weren't the first to watch over Tassing. My father knew that. Oid Ranning Kemper knew that. Oh, old Ranning Kemper. That bastard abbot may not like it, but some of us keep the traditions alive. I won't mention that at the Abbey. Bah, the Abbey. Perch's hounds take the abbot. I should go. Alright, God bless you. Bye, ill Peter. Oh, I can't go this way. Okay, must have to go this way then. And I can't talk to that bloke for some reason. Oh, he's going to stop me, that's why. Big George. Morning, Andreas. Morning, Big George. How's it going? You working today? Just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with the plough and it took me Lord knows how long to pull it out. You off to the Abbey? Every day but Sunday. Right. Thank God for Sundays. Smells like a storm's coming, no? Huh. Just smells like fresh alpine air to me. You've been travelling too much. Where was it you spent your Wanderjara before you... Okay, I don't know what that is. Oh, pick a background that will affect your character's choices going forward. So I can be in one of these places. Basil or Basil. Andreas knows some Italian and French and can reference cultural touchstones from the Basel and nearby Bern, Zurich and Freiburg. Flanders. Andreas knows some Dutch and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Antwerp, Bruges, and Ghent. I'm going to pronounce all these terribly. Italy. Andreas knows Italian, a little Greek, and can reference cultural touchstones from Florence, Venice, and Milan. Some Italian and French is probably better than just being Italian or... Yeah, I think that's the best, I reckon. Italian and French. Over in Switzerland. Basil, mostly. Swiss air must be different, then. Spend enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. How long will that take? 10? 15 years? I don't think I have that long, Big George. What do you spend all that time in Switzerland doing, anyway? Other than art, I mean. Okay, so hedonist. Andreas seeks out pleasure wherever he goes. He is extremely social and quite experienced in all of the enjoyable vices of the world. Craftsman. Andreas lives to work and dedicates all of his time to his art. Bookworm. Andreas spends all of his non-working free time finding and reading as many books as he possibly can. Rapscallion. Andreas has a penchant for getting involved in petty schemes, pranks, minor crimes, and fistfights. Businessman. Andreas devotes much of his time to self-promotion, optimizing business expenses, making investments, and balancing his books. Should it be Bookworm? It's probably the closest to what I am out of those options. I like the idea of that, but I think we want to have two tones rather than just one, so we'll go for Bookworm. Reading mostly, and talking about books. I couldn't get enough of it. Basel is a tremendous centre for woodcut artists and printers. And the books they produce are treasures, every one. I didn't realise that books meant that much to you. I've seen Father Thomas's Bible and a few other books. I haven't had much use for reading, though. Anyway, I have to get going. George, let's go! Dad's already acting like I'm talking too long, even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you later, Andreas. Until later. Bye, George. Cool, so we got our background sorted. Oh my god, there's so many people to interact with. I like that they're using sheep to block exit-ways. That's quite fun. Indrish Smithy, it's so much smaller than the one he uses at the Abbey. How do I talk to Indris? There we go. Hello, Andreas. Okay. Oh my god, there's so many sheep. Martin, please, can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. That looks a lot like standing there and doing nothing. Martin, for God's sake, or Christ's sake, help your cousin. Morning, Andreas. Excuse us, one of the fences fell down and the sheep started hopping it. No, excuse me, I'll try to stay out of the way. Oh, let's have a look at the little thought process. Should I offer to help? Perhaps helping others helps us. It allows us to feel useful and take satisfaction in our own work. That Ian Martin should be helping them. Yell at him and get him a good scare. No, I think we'll offer help. Then again, I don't know anything about sheep and I'd probably just get in their way. Well, we can offer, can't we? Martin, idiot, you going to help them? No, excuse me, I'll try to stay out of your way. Is there something I can do to help? Have you ever handled sheep before? Well, I know. Then no. But thank you. Christian, of you to offer. Oh, look, there's something going on up at the Steiner's place. What's happening? Okay, man yelling. Pointing and... well, mostly pointing it, to be fair. Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky is giving him an earful. I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding, when Jonah pulled his pants down. Knocked 2 of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind a stonemason's anger. Do you think he's a noble? He looks really rich. Damn it, Martin! Stay out of trouble for once. What, Aunt Hadu? Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now? Andreas, if you wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get these sheep under control. Of course. See you later. Good luck. No, we just had a conversation. We don't need to talk to everyone. We've got to get to some part of this. Okay, can I go up from here? Yeah, okay, cool. Okay. Printer, I guess. Doing a bit of printing. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey. Another few hours to work on my masterpiece. Good to hear. You still coming by for supper tonight? Marie and Bert would love to see you. You really need to see these new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Till blah, blah, blah. I didn't realize Father Thomas let you reprint books in Italian. Come on, Andreas. He's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from your sloppy typesetting. Heresy? Sure, why not? Some of the things people are publishing these days would make a bishop's head spin. Or an abbot's. Doesn't make much with that one. I know it, but at least I don't have to deal with him much. So, supper tonight at Vespers? Of course, thank you. Great, I'll tell Murray and Bert you're coming. See you then. See you later. Thomas. Bless, Master Mala. I hope your week is going well. Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. Yep. Good, Andreas. I don't recall seeing you at Sunday morning mass. You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? Yes, I apologize, Father Thomas. I promise you I'll make it next summer. I do, and I've been working on sketches late at night. What's this one? I just stayed up too late on Saturday. I don't want to get into an argument with him about this. Would going to church on Sunday be such a burden? If not, for his sake, consider it for your own. A man has many duties. Father Thomas would appreciate how hard you work to help the Abbey. His arsehole can't make you go to mass. To hell with him. Almost everyone in town works hard, though. Yeah, but I can do whatever I like. I do, but I've been working on sketches late at night, and Andreas, this is about more than your success in life. There is another... Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Master Mala, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rothvergel, a great lord from the countryside, near Worms. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all of your neighbours were as welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I were returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck, and it was terribly dull. I mean, it has a certain charm, common to these Alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the Emperor's diet. Or would it? I don't know. The Emperor? Was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. Who was the artist, my lord? I'm sure you know him. An older man from Nuremberg, with enough of reputation to paint the emperor. I'm sorry, my lord. I'm not sure who you mean. Have you not heard of Albrecht Dürer? Pity. I thought he was known across the empire. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Kearsau. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. A great loss for the Abbey and for all of us. And for us all. Indeed, my good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tassé he was reading during my last visit. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about this history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal. Ah, yes. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Bernot, and I have come to check on its progress. Oh, my lord, if you have come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Mailer here. Not quite a true master yet. I still have to marry and be approved by our city council. I'll do the correction thing. Andreas is our journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the Abbey's scriptorium. A Nuremberg artist working in an Abbey scriptorium in 1518? Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord, it would be an honour. Well, I'm already late for the Abbey, but I suppose it's all right. Surely my lord would find little entertainment or companionship in me. I have yet to judge the quality of your entertainment, though it sounds like we're off to a bad start. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the Abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the Abbot's table. Did the Abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up at the Vespers. What is he going to do? Refuse us? Excellent. We'll see you then. Miklaus, or Miklaus? Dismounting. There you go. Sorry. I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the Abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Mailer. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. So then, our journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? No, I'm not married, but in truth I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in university for a number of years at Erfurt. Erfurt? Wonderful! The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Wait, you may have even met him. Did you? You must tell me. No, he was a few years ahead of me. Still, his ideas do seem fascinating. His ideas don't hold much interest for me, I'm afraid. Still, his ideas do seem fascinating. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 theses against the church. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. Hope Father Gernot does not disappoint in that regard. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? No, why are you so interested in my education? Yes, it seems strange. I did not attend university, but I have rich private education at my family's estate. Yes, it must seem strange. I did not attend university, but I have rich private education at my... That's what it said before. I'm so confused. There must be some meaning behind why some of these things happen. I love all knowledge, from Aristotle to and Circo to Fincio and Erasmus, and everyone in between and yet to come. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he is as well read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? No, I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working towards a doctorate, but didn't finish. Oh, that's a shame. Well, what was your area of study? God, we're still doing character creation. This is bloody heavy, man. Well, half an hour in, and the dialogue is Jesus, it's drowning in it. Cool. Theology. Andreas has a strong understanding of Catholic theology, biblical knowledge, and canon law, heresies, and similar subjects. Imperial law. Andreas knows the basics of the fractured system of laws that govern the various states of the Holy Roman Empire. And medicine. Andreas is familiar with the basics of human biology, medicine, and illness. I think medicine's better. I find that more interesting. All things medical, studying the latest and greatest texts coming out of Italy. Yes, the Italians continue to innovate in that area. Extraordinary, really. Fascinating work. Who knows what secrets we may learn about the human body in the decades to come. Oh, hello, person. You! If I had any faith, I would have prayed you never show your face here again. Curse you, Lorenz Rothvogel, Percher's dogs tearing you into pieces would be too kind a fate. These rustic communities displaying a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? What was that about? Who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old crone will probably be dead. Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes? Did you have a favourite subject? Oh my god. Right, Latinist. Andreas has a strong command of Latin grammar and vocabulary. He can also easily recall Sentian Antiquidae, quoted words of wisdom from the Roman Republic and Empire. Logician. Andreas instinctively thinks through the implications of information as he receives it, is adept at spatial analysis, and can easily perform complicated calculations in his head. Orator. Andreas excelled at rhetoric in university. He is a skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. Occultist. Andreas knows a soul-endangering amount of theoretical and practical knowledge. Oh, because there's some errors in it. That's why it's throwing me off. Although I think theoretical might be correct. I might just not be able to read. Knowledge on alchemy, astrology, theurgy, necromancy, and various magical rites and ceremonies. Heavens and Earth, Andreas knows a great deal about the constellations, heavenly bodies, and their movement. He is also familiar with various plants and animals from study and personal experience. I'm going to go for logician. I think that works with the bookworm. Logic, geometry, and arithmetic. Quite interesting for an artist. Was Aristotle's organon the foundation of your study? Yes, the organon for logic and Euclid's elements for geometry in the past few centuries have yielded wonderful new texts on logic. Peter Abelard provided the foundation of scholastic philosophy and established the primacy of Aristotle's work. The Englishman William of Ockham gave us the summer logic. Oh, friggin' hell, man, this is so much. And of course, Thomas Aquinas gave us the tools to employ both faith and reason in the pursuit of truth. All monks and friars, of course, a great deal of work to force Aristotle to fit within the Church's vision of truth. Is that so wrong? I question that these great men should have had to wrestle logic into what the Church established by fiat and force. And your other studies? Was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, and I get to have 2. Okay, that's cool. Well, then I would like to be that one. I'd like to know about plants and animals, because that makes sense with my medicine. I love studying the natural world, my lord, both the heavens above and the wild spaces around us. Normally, I studied as much astronomy as I could. It's incredible how much we've learned from both the Arabs and the Greeks. True, but even now we can discover more about what we can see within the celestial sphere. What began as pagan myths to explain our place in the world may help us understand our place in the heavens. And this may seem foolish, but I spent a lot of time in the wilderness learning about plants and animals. Really? Did the libraries of Erfurt not have enough herbals to satisfy your curiosity? I don't mean to malign our most august Greek and Roman authors, but De Materia Medica was written before the coming of Christ. Surely there is more than that we can learn about plants, insects, and animals by observing them in nature. And beyond that, I simply have I thought that was italics then. I simply have a love for wild places. While I do not share your academic interest in nature, I must admit that I sometimes enjoy the solitude of a walk in the woods. Ah, there's the abbey. I have good memories of this place, and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Kurtzor at all? My family have been patrons of Kurtzor for, I don't know how many generations. Some years I heard that Kurtzor still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Well, there's not much left for it these days. 2 old men, a young scribe, and me. This is a good place as any to create art. The artists that remain here are quite talented, if a bit old-fashioned. I say that's quite nice. Well, Kurtzor is more than a bit old-fashioned. Some of my friends think I'm mad for commissioning a manuscript from an abbey in this day and age. But, well, my family have been patrons of Kurtzor for generations. It seems wrong to stop now while there's still talent here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gernot a year ago. I thought I would stop by to check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no, I do know the artist well, the venerable Brother Piero. How venerable? He still has his wits and his skill, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with colour. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. I mean, I'm interested in this, but it's very heavy, isn't it? Miklos, turn to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the abbey. Yes, my lord. I like how they use the text to explain, like, people's areas of learning. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then, Kurtzor is a place out of time in more ways than one. Do you know Mother Cecilia? She seems to recognize you. We are acquainted, yes. Let's leave it at that. Ah, you must be Father Garnot. I am Lorenz, Baron F. Yes, the Baron of Rothergan. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. Ah, if you say so. I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I rode ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, yes, certainly, my lord. I'll meet you there. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Of course, Father, I'm eager to get to work. Why are you talking about taking this out on me? He's not my problem. Is this a bad time to ask for an advance on my payment for the book hours? Of course, Father, I'm eager to get to work. Then get to work. Alright, Dick. Shit, I should have asked him about an advance on the Gertner's taxes. Maybe I could just convince Brother Matthias to pay me early. I thought we had enough money. Find a way to get paid. Oh, okay. Well, we don't need to go in the shrine. We need to do some work. So let's do some work. Ministry look around. We've got to be crypt, tower, dormitory, Old Bailey. Okay. Where do I go to get to any of these places? It's Y, isn't it? To get to my journal. A few more pages. Another day. I need to get across town. Scriptorium. I need to find a way to get an advance from the Abbey so I can help the Gurtners pay their taxes. Father Gurnot might be receptive to a negotiation for the funds. I need to approach the subject carefully and make it worth his while. I could speak with Brother Matthias about an early payment for my manuscript. Brother Matthias is here, isn't he? Matthias. God bless you, Andreas. How is the sacristy today, Matthew? The same as yesterday. Does my vocation seem silly to you, Master Mailer? No, I was just being friendly. Then go in peace, friend, knowing that the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. God be with you. One more thing. I have a favour to ask you. Yes, Andres? I was hoping you could give me my pay for the latest manuscript early. Yeah. This isn't part of the agreement you made with Father Gurnot. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you, Oh god, what is that? Oh, illuminate. Not before. I only have a few pages left, Brother Matthias. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway. Then I think you can wait a few more days to collect your wages. This abbey runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble not only for Kershaw, but for Tassing as well. Is that why Father Abbot has increased the taxes on the Gertners? What is this about, Andreas? The Gertners have asked me for their rent early so they can pay their taxes to the Abbey. I can lie. I need the money, brother. I've made a grave error and I'm in debt. If I had the coin, I'd be able to pay it off. I would like to help the Gertners pay their taxes to the Abbey. I'll just tell them the truth. I see. Very well. Do not ask this of me again, Andreas Mahler. Hey, tell him the truth and he got us more money. Here you are. I shall note this with Father Gernot and Prior Fenric. Thank you, Brother Matthias. God bless you, Andreas. Cool, that was good. Alright, now that I've got my payment, I can give Clara the rent early. I'll give it her directly to make sure she receives it. I'll put it on the table in the evening to surprise her. No, I'll make sure she receives it. Let's not be an idiot. I still don't know where I work, though. In the tower or the crypt? Or do I not work here at all? I won't interrupt him. He's doing lovely singing. Shrine. Convent garden. shrine, church, cloister, maybe in here. Infirmary, chapter house, monastery, large garden, courtyard and lavatorium, refectory, church, dormitory, kitchen cellar, cemetery. Okay, so that's the cloister. So I guess tower for the scriptorium? Nope. Down we go. Crypt for the scriptorium? The foundations of the abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. These two markings go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the abbey. Abbot Dietrich from the height of Cresu's power in the 14th century. Those days have long passed. Oh, investigate. A lovely relief of the Virgin Child. Shame it's hidden down here. No, that's nothing special. There must be something else. That was it. Now what? What? Huh. Secret entrance to the library. I'll have to remember this. Oh, I can't. Okay. That was a bit weird. I'm just trying to look where I goddamn work. Not in the cloister. Monastery thingy? Nope, that just goes to the cloister. Infirmary, chapter house. A Dance of Death memorial. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. Okay, just look at it twice from both angles. Abbot House. Refectory. I wonder what recipes brother has have for peas. Refectory. When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lectors read to them. Kitchen, garden and cellar, cloister. Cellar. Large garden. I'm just running all around now because I'm just vaguely interested. God, there's a lot of people I can talk to, isn't there? Dormitory. Church. Old Bailey. Church. Scriptorium! Yay! Found it. Oh, it took me a while, didn't it? Hey, let's talk to this guy. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm is coming. Big George Gertner says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Brother Eldoc has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Do not forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Eldoc? I am comparing you to an impotent youth whom the Lord in his efferable wisdom may choose to strike down. Brother Guy, please show more respect to Brother Adoc. You're being mean-spirited. Calm yourself, Brother Adoc. You're too sensitive to Guy's jokes. Oh, who do I side with on this one? No, I'm not going to get involved. They can have their own problems. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Piero Fenric is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rotherfogel has arrived, and he hurried out like a little mouse. Fenric is so desperate to impress the abbots and nobles like Rotherfogel, it's pathetic. You feigned kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no, Baron Rothwell, this manuscript. I just realized that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course this is why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. What's the problem? Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. Guys, someday you will stand where Piero is, and a younger monk will stand where you are now. That's a good shout, actually. Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like everyone else. Andreas, Baron Rothgard is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Friesing. Curacao is already out of favour. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Fenric isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Oh, that's right. I need to reference the Indermure manuscript. Oh, hello. What do you want, Andreas? A book. The Indermure manuscript. The Boon of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? What do you mean? I mean, did you sleep? Did you sleep alone, or why do you want to know? It would be nice to have something to think about during divine reading. Have you considered the Lord? You really are a cloud on a sunny day, Andreas. Could I just get the book? Ugh. That's all the way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. Really? My feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminator to get it. Sister Illuminator! Andreas needs a book and he's being inappropriate with me. Excuse me? Andreas? Sister Illuminator, I'd like to borrow the Indermure manuscript, the Book of Hours. I wasn't being inappropriate with her. I didn't think that you were. Sister Zedna has a poor attitude towards her vocation, the rule, and I suppose the 10 Commandments. If this is not a vacation, she should not be here. You expect too much from a young woman who's been locked up in an abbey. Imagine it takes some longer than others to accept their new lives here. She may yet come around. That's charitable of you, but perhaps you were right. I should not have been so quick to judge her. In any case, I overheard you requesting the Inder manuscript. Here, please return it promptly. Ah, appreciate that. Thanks. Legend. You've not even looked at it, mate. You've literally not even looked at it. Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Of course. Your opinion is always welcome. Yes, the composition is lovely. There is a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colours is also quite nice. Rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. Is that all? Is that all? It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. What do you mean? It's all my work. My son, you're copying the illustration from the Ildermore manuscript almost exactly. So, what's wrong with that? Haven't I improved upon it? Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful, but I feel that you have not given much thought to what it represents. It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gernot. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to see a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk. I really like him. There is no place for this mosaic scriptorium anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Does that make you sad? I admit I am still assuming that's meant to be one of the old crites of lettering and illumination. Oh, fond of the old styles of lettering and illumination. But even in my youth, I knew it could not last. The creation of book of art is no longer the provenance of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in doing so, brought into the truth. Do you think there's a danger in anyone being able to write, anyone being able to read anything? No, I don't think that. I think there will always be a place for artists like you and Brother Edok. Guy. And Brother Guy. It's kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have lived a long life, and am happy to have served the Lord. When something calls for me, is that meant to be death? Maybe death? When death calls for me, I am ready. Or is when the call? It looks like when the calls for me. It's a symbol I don't recognize. He'll be ready. Cool. Oh, cool. There's a little day schedule as well. That walking animation, though. Ah, where has the time gone? Is it already terse? I'm guessing 3? Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honouring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Until later. So those are monks. I guess they have different rules to follow, whereas we can do whatever we want. Oh no, he spilled black everywhere. Oh. What is he doing? Is he being sneaky? Did he not see us? What's going on in there? Let's talk to her first, shall we? Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a ball of paint to the floor. But then Prior Fenric came in, wrote in one of his books, and slammed it closed and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. Something was slamming books shut? Prior Fenric should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. I fully agree. Delicate or not, all books should be treated with the utmost care. Oh yeah, because I guess that's because of my book background. Many contain precious wisdom that can aid even the unenlightened in growing closer to God. They should be protected and cared for. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid? Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? One who wrote masterworks that even now grace libraries at Cologne, Fulda and Mainz? No, it's not. Not unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Fenric so nervous? Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the Prior and Father Abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I'll have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for, and find them and return them to me. The first book are 2 volumes of El Need. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Innsbruck inches or Nuremberg inches. The Pierrot's favourites. He keeps by the desk. They are not his to keep. Okay. Oh, we'll grab those. Oh, look at them. There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind. These volumes were old even when Pierrot started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years? The Allende is not one of my favourite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Pierrot. Are we going to walk us through it? And Leas chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido. Do you think any sense of duty appeals to Pierrot? We all have our vocations. Brother Pierrot takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. Well, surely it's not that dire. True, but that doesn't mean women can't take pride in their vocation. Let's have a look at what he thought of things. Is it really that bad? Is being a woman that limiting? She's a guy who's fine. How would you know? Yeah, how would you know? True, she knows her life better than I do. True, but that doesn't mean women can't take pride in their vocations. In the City of Ladies, Christine de Pizan defended women of all classes by showing their value to society. An admirable effort, but even if we do exactly as we are told, we are portrayed as vehicles of sin. Temptress and seducers by virtue... Oh, that's the time. Stop that. Temptress and seducers by virtue of our sex, even when men are the aggressors. Even in the abbey, we must travel in pairs, lest we tempt the brothers, or others. And here, in these pages, Virgil casts Dido an Aeneas seducer, though it was the gods that thrust her into his arms. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry for men. Now, the books, if you please. That was really interesting. Let's give her the book. Thank you. Next, Richard Gurin. This is the printed copy, green cover diamond pattern. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Enoch was reading it. Cool. And then I guess we would go collect that book. But we're going to stop there now, because that is time. That is Pentiment. Oh, I really do not know how I feel about that one. I almost feel like this is the type of game that you could give to... like kids in school for like history lessons and stuff. It's very, very deep. It's very, very serious. Yeah, I mean, we're not far enough into it. We've got to choose our type of character and how that's going to help us like solve problems and things. But we've not even scratched the surface of this game. But the dialogue is very, very heavy. If I wasn't doing a video, I would probably have skipped most of the dialogue by now. Because it's just, I don't know, I'm not that interested in this time period and these works of art. It's just not a game for me, I suppose. But then I have enjoyed it to a degree. I do like the learning part of it. I do like that we're learning things. I find the dialogue is very well written if it is heavy. Yeah, it's unusual. It's very, very unusual. I really don't know how I feel about it, if I'm honest. It's not a game I would choose. Is it a game I'll continue playing? Probably not. I've got so many different games to play at the moment that I really have to be cutthroat with which ones I carry on. It's one of the things I've always said is I wish the Game Pass had come out when I was younger. Because if I'd been a kid, my God, the Game Pass would have been amazing. Because there were a number of games I would have been able to have played and enjoyed. But unfortunately, I think Game Pass came out. God, I wonder how long Game Pass has been going now. That's not here. That's not for me to discuss here. Anyway, that is Pentiment. I don't really have anything else to say. if you've got this far into the video, you will have already made up your mind whether this game is for you or not. Yeah, it is heavy. It is a heavy game, but quite beautiful. But yeah, I'll end it there. So thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Shotgun Squirrel out.